Shonen Jump may have just released a manga with the most potential since One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen. Stick around until the end of this video and you'll completely understand the absolute peak that has just been released. The new manga, Kagurabachi, has been making waves across anime Twitter recently, and for good reason. Even though only the first chapter has been released, there is a ton of good stuff to work with here, and even more potential for an amazing shonen down the road. So what is Kagurabachi? Well, quite obviously, it's a shonen manga, but it definitely leads more towards seinen given it contains some pretty violent scenes in its opening chapter. The protagonist, Chihiro, is just walking aura. Like, this guy is just the father of Timothy Jones. I may be me writing there, but look at this. There is no way you can tell me this isn't absolutely gas. Kagurabachi's premise is pretty simple, but will feel familiar, although slightly generic to a lot of you. It's a revenge story. Chihiro's father gave his life to create his final sword as a legendary swordsmith, and now Chihiro uses this sword to game end those who he deems unfit to wield katana, and is also looking for a mysterious group of sorcerers known only as the Hishaku. And yeah, you did in fact hear that right. He's hunting sorcerers on some Toji type beat, except here, Chihiro also imbues the sword with sorcery and these insane moves after chanting Enten that seems to summon these fish that enhance his attacks. It's like a fusion of Gear from Demon Slayer and Toji from JJK. And by the way, these attacks look raw as hell. Just look at one slice from his sword, it's able to cleave an entire room of people open, and seeing Chihiro backflip around as this murder black hole that's just tearing everything apart is insanely cool. It's also really cool to see our protagonist to be pretty capable this early on, as it seems that most likely the villains from here on out are going to be absolutely cracked. We've already seen a glimpse of what sorcery can do, from manipulating nature to what kinda looks like a tree spouting knives and literally teleporting with fire. Sky's the limit for Kagurabachi's version of sorcery, it seems, and I'm even more excited to see the intricate details of the power system that's being shown to us. As for the art though, I think it's good. I won't say it's perfect and absolutely flawless, but it has its goods and its okays. Namely, the shading is phenomenal, especially when it comes to Chihiro's coat. It's always shaded very well, and it definitely brings the whole thing to life, whereas the character faces are often fairly simple, but I did notice that towards the end of the chapter, more detail seemed to be added. I'm hoping as the series progresses, we can see an evolution of the art into something that blends the perfect shading of the cloth and the simplicity of the character design. I don't want to talk too much on the story though, because the purpose of this video is to make you all aware of the new shonen on the block, Kagurabachi, and to support its releases. And it's also just super fun to read, and it's got an ultra violence aspect that I adore from things like JJK, while also having a bit of dark humor, like when Chihiro apologizes for interrupting a conversation and then instantly killing everyone. All in all, I highly recommend you all to check out the latest chapter of Kagurabachi on Viz. It really is worth at least a read of its first chapter. Thank you for watching. I'm still working on my Yuji video for those of you that check out my community tab. Don't worry, it's gonna come out soon. But in the meantime, I thought I should at least talk about this new manga while I work on that, so I'm not leaving you guys out to dry or anything like that. Thank you all for watching. My name has been Kai, and I wish you all a wonderful day.